Alright, boys and girls, today we are going to write down our next vocabulary word, and we've already put this word on our word wall. It is volume, okay? Whenever you're doing this, okay, I call these screencasts. Eventually you're going to be doing your vocabulary words all on your own, but this is only our third one or so I want to make sure we still know how to do this, okay? Whenever I ask you to pause the video to write down something or to try something out, I mean it. I mean pause the video. So if you hear that, pause the video, do what I ask you to do, and then when you're done, click play again and I'll continue on. So open up to your next blank page in your math notebook, write down the date 9/14/17, lesson 1.8 in the top left hand corner, just like I did. So pause the video and do that. Alright, so now that you've done that, okay, I've set up my notebook like this, okay? I put volume in the middle here, and I kind of write volume big, and I like to put a box around it. And then the top left-hand corner, that first line here, I'm going to write definition, and then facts and characteristics kind of on the right-hand side, and I just draw that line in the middle there, so I know that this is this box, this is this box. And then I draw another line down the middle and the bottom here, and then the bottom left-hand corner, write down example, and the bottom right-hand corner, write down non-example. So pause the video, set up your notebook like that. All right, nice job. Now that you've done that, okay, so what is volume, okay? Well, we've been talking about volume a lot, and we've been dealing mostly with cubes and rectangular prisms and structures like that, okay? But volume is simply the amount of space an object takes up. So it's the measure of the amount of space inside a solid figure, such as a cube, a ball, a cylinder, or a pyramid. Okay, and we've been dealing mostly with cubes or prisms, okay? But again, it's the measure of the amount of space inside a solid figure, such as a cube, ball, cylinder, or pyramid. Go ahead and pause the video and get that down. So what are some characteristics of volume? Okay, so some facts and characteristics about it. Well, its units are always cubic. Okay, remember, we have 3 dimensions. Okay, so if you look at my example down here, I have length, I have width, and I have thickness or height. So I have 3 dimensions. So that's why we measure them in cubic units. I have 3 dimensions. So some examples could be feet cubed, centimeters cubed, inches cubed, or meters cubed. Volume equals length times width times height. We haven't gone over that formula formally, and we'll actually do that tomorrow, but some of you have already discovered it. If I find the area of the base, length times width, I just multiply that by the height then. So volume also equals the area of the base times its height, okay? So when we figure out how many layers, how many cubes could fit in one layer, we're finding the area of the base. And then when we figure out how many layers that prism has, we're multiplying that by its height. So volume equals the area of the base times the height. So pause the video and get down this section now. All right, thank you for doing that, okay? Now that you've done that, let's go over an example of volume and how to find it, okay? And this is where I think you guys can get a little creative. If you want to make your own example after listening to me, go for it, okay? So I drew a 3-dimensional shape here. I drew a cube, okay? So you can see that. I have 3 dimensions, okay? And just do your best to draw it. It doesn't have to be perfect, okay? I'm not the best drawer in the world either, okay? But you can see I have 3 dimensions. I have length, I have width, and I have thickness, I have height, okay? So I have a 4-inch by 3-inch, okay? And 5 inches for my height. So again, volume equals length times width times height. So I'm going to take 4 times 3, because that's going to tell me the area of my base. 4 times 3, and then I'm going to multiply that by my height times 5. So volume equals 4 times 3, which is 12. Multiply 12 times 5, volume equals 60 inches cubed in my example. Okay, so pause the video. You can use my example, or you can come up with your own example. That's fine. All right, we're almost done. So now that you've done that, let's look at a non-example here. Okay, remember, a non-example is a bad example. It's a counter example, okay? So I drew just a regular rectangle here. And it's a 5 by 4. This is only a two-dimensional shape, okay? I only have length and I only have width, okay? I don't have height and I don't have thickness, so it's not a three-dimensional shape. So all I can do here is find the area. If I want to find the space inside this shape, I'm finding the area because it's only a 2D shape. So I multiply my length times my width, 5 times 4 equals 20 inches squared, or 20 square inches. So measuring area, not perimeter, and I'm not measuring volume, okay? So measuring area, maybe I should say not volume instead, so not volume. So again, volume, we have three dimensions. We have length, we have width, and we have height. Area, it's only a 2D shape. We only have length and width, okay? So pause the video, get that down, okay? Thank you for listening if you've made it this far. Why don't you draw a smiley face in your top right-hand corner, and when I look at your notebooks, I'll give you a high five. All right, kind of check to see who listened to the whole video and who didn't. So again, smiley face in the top right-hand corner, and I'll give you a high five. So go ahead and you can exit out of the video and then continue on with the list that you're supposed to be doing. Okay, off you go.